All right, guys, welcome to another episode of the podcast we have on Nephisto's channel. We have a super awesome guest here today. There's been a lot going on. We've had a lot of drama going down in 1130 right now, and so I have a great guest here who's going to share kind of the inside scoop of what's going on. People in the game know him as Ego. He goes by Wave, but Wave, go ahead and introduce yourself.
Yeah, man, this Egowave offer 1130. I just came to give a little input on that drama between BGR and us because a lot of people keep making it this emotional thing that I don't see any emotions in it or drama in on our part. Firstly, Nephisto devised a test so that we could know if our R4s were loyal and honest. Because for whatever reason, now we don't have to explain to anybody. We take this game very seriously. We don't want to lose our number one position because somebody wanted to be social. We out here to be number one. We don't have to explain that, etc. Right? That's what we want.
For sure.
When he caught Sigma, he expressed to everybody on the entire server not to add them back. That they were traitors to the server, and that like carrying them on is just like taking them in as an act of war. He basically expressed it clearly. It wasn't like tongue in cheek, nothing. It was direct. And Fourth Face Dad of BGR decided that he wanted to find out what would happen if he took them in and took them in. And that's it. Long story short, it has underlying details in the drama. Teams are controlled. Like, are they trying to control Nephisto by dangling the SVS over our head and not participating in the battles, but making it a social thing like in high school, like a clique-based thing where they feel superior on some personal level because they are imposing their standards on us? I don't know if that was psychobabble. I don't know. It's just like that's how I perceive it.
Yeah, and for those people that aren't from our server, just so you guys can have some context as well, like from our grouping, one of the significant figures is Chubbs. He was from server 1127, and during season 1, he was definitely like one of our biggest competitors. Like he's around 300 million total power, and at the time, Nephisto was probably. Actually, I think at the time he was probably like 227 roughly total power, and I think Nephisto was roughly a little bit over 300 mil at the time. So
yeah, 320.
Yeah, so he granted there's still a big power difference, but he was definitely one of the strongest guys that we were facing, and he was very active and pretty like aggressive as far as his gameplay and trying to attack us and basically like mess up our season and stuff like that. And so, like Ego's saying, we had an inside kind of person that we were trying to figure out. And Neff had done some kind of test, and we found out that that person was Sigma. He was one of our R4s that was leaking information. So that's why this is such a serious thing in 1130, was because it wasn't just like a random person. It was actually like one of our R4s, like someone in our leadership position, sharing information with basically like our biggest competitor, I would say, or one of our biggest ones.
I was just going to mention that the Malasi chick was really just a little mixed into that. She didn't have anything to do with it in particular. She's just some random attention-seeking person. I would like to mention that now. Yeah.
Yeah. That was a whole other huge thing of drama going down. Is we had another person in our alliance who just kind of went rogue and started trying to expose Nephisto, and like probably at least majority of the stuff she was saying was taken out of context completely. Like there was something she put up there trying to make it sound like he was saying something bad, and it was literally us talking about building a website. Like it was honestly ridiculous. It was crazy.
Yeah.
But so then, okay, so once we found out that Sigma had been leaking information to Chubbs from 1127, you were saying that obviously like he was kill on sight, like don't let him in any alliance because obviously he's a risk, and if you're bringing him in, naturally you're kind of supporting what he stands for. So do you want to kind of just go into like what happened after that?
No, well, that was it. Neff got KOS on them and we started killing them. And apparently the KOS is forever. I agree because it's less practical, it's more about the social nature of the game. And in the long run, everybody might notice that there's a hierarchy It's not that we are elitists in real life, but there is a hierarchy in the game. That is the leader of the server, as far as I am concerned, and everybody who's playing should be concerned. I don't know how watery that sounds, but it's the bottom line to me.
Right. Yeah, I mean, as much as whether you hate it or love it, like usually the strongest person in the server in the game is kind of the one that makes the rules for the most part. I mean, and if you don't follow them, then that's just kind of what it is. Like you can try to stand up to him, but you know it's never going to work out for you if you're not the strongest player or you don't have at least like strong players to back you up that could actually give that person some competition. So, I mean, luckily, I mean, we're both of us we're on Nephisto's side, so it works out in our favor having the strongest person on our side. But it definitely makes sense, though. Like BGRS, they accepted in Sigma, who was the traitor, and also Mel, who was just a big smack talker and trying to just basically do everything she could to try to hurt our alliance. And so when you have an alliance that's accepting two people in, then naturally there is going to be consequences when those people are doing those types of things.
Right, and Smite, the consequences are tailored exactly to the things they were expressing when they took Sigma. Like, you can't tell us what to do, etc. They were like moving like independent women, basically. They were like, you can't tell us what to do. We have free will, and they don't realize that Mephisto too has free will. And he could do
Yeah,
what he wants. It's a game.
true.
So they just try to make this some kind of personal smear campaign or whatever, because in reality they're doomed. That's about all.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it seemed like at one point we had kind of like gotten to some kind of agreement, I guess, or maybe some kind of, I don't know, some kind of common ground where there is like maybe we weren't just going to go crazy on them like we were, because there was a period of time for sure where it was just like nonstop, like we were just hammering them. We had several people in our alliance that left to join them, but it was kind of like an all-out war with you, Pitt,
No,
and Nephisto, just like
no,
going
like
at
what
them.
happened was they tried to play us for chumps, Mike. They tried to play us for chumps. Sigma
Mm,
quit. Melassie quit. She got banned, right?
right.
And Sigma was like, I quit in public and quit. And then they came like, oh, we kicked them out.
Yeah.
But it was kind of too late. It's like, we are compliant to your logic. Let's keep compliant to your logic. That's how I see it. Like, we could just keep going forever because they're not learning.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And if they are not concerned with SVS and they want to do whatever they want, why should we be bound to that?
Yeah.
When in reality, our clan's only goal should be to be the best clan that it could be.
Mm-hmm.
When you play a game, you're supposed to play a game to be the best that you could be personally. It's not even really a battle against other people.
Mm.
So if we are all on this hippie logic, let it be like this.
Yep.
Yeah?
Yeah, definitely. And I mean, yeah, so just to give the outside viewer some more context as well, there is probably a 3 day, maybe more period where it was like that all out war that I was saying before about how, like, we kept saying, hey, you need to get rid of Sigma and Mel, like, you need to kick both of them, or else we're going to
Right.
basically, you guys are going to be killed on sight. Like, there's going to be consequences to it. And they didn't kick them, and that's why there's tons of, like, battles going on. Like it was just constantly, you, Pitt, and Neff were just going ham on BGRS Alliance and ashing them and stuff like that, killing
Oh,
tons of their troops. And there's definitely some rebels from BGRS who tried to strike back, like Minty, which I know he was in our alliance originally, and then he swapped over to BGRS. So there's definitely a lot of that going on. And then there was kind of like a ceasefire, it seemed like, for a short period of time.
oh.
But
It was no ceasefire, Smite. They try to manipulate us essentially, and that only seemed to anger Nephisto more. And let me add some more context. We have been trying very hard to be peaceful with Silver 1130. We have been the guys. We've been trying to coordinate everything, messaging everybody, fighting, showing up with the highest attendance on the server, strongest players, etc. We have put a lot into trying to win this SVS
yep.
without the excess pressure of them using it as a bargaining tool to make us fit them.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a strange concept to me. Yeah, that we from the start of S1 fought with them for them. They just didn't have the sense to coordinate with us, I guess.
Yeah.
And we tried our very best to pull them up. We tried our very best to defend them from our enemies to the point that I think only Oink lost like something we could have helped them with. Like
Mm-hmm.
we only failed them like once. Like that's like one failure out of a whole 30-day war.
Oh yeah.
So
Yeah,
they could never
season one
care
we were
about the.
covering everybody.
Yeah, they couldn't say we don't care about the silver. They could only say that we are not compliant to their norms and whatever they think should be legit.
Yeah. And so one of the other consequences that BGRS has right now is that they're not allowed to get any of the capital buffs as well for however long. At the moment, there's not really an end date to it. And I guess they're also, kill on sight for however long as well until either get sorted out or maybe never will. I don't know what's going to happen, obviously, in the future. But yeah, right now it's high tensions between BGRS, especially. There's a lot of pressure on them, I'm sure, just because of everything that's gone down. And then, I mean, I feel like at FAFO we're not too high pressure really about it. I mean, we
No,
obviously.
we could learn what we could do through this experience.
Mm-hmm.
Fafo could learn. We could figure out more tactics and stuff over fighting them. We could become more prepared players over killing them.
Yeah.
We could learn to be coordinated a little better over fighting them. It doesn't have to be bad in the long run. And the
Mm-hmm.
amount of people that message to transfer onto our server,
Mm-hmm.
it like we could gentrify them, bro. They could leave. That could be the end goal. But I am not. You know me. I'm not the boss. I'm just the shooter.
Yeah.
Like I just. If I had control, that would be my end goal. Gentrify them, get them off the server.
Hmm.
Let Onyx or something come across NF2G.
Yeah, we definitely have a lot of transfers I know that are planning on coming in. Some big people, some pretty big hitters. So yeah, the end of season 2 is going to be pretty crazy. I think when we get a lot of these new transfers coming in for sure.
Yeah, I'm actually very excited about our new ring of enemies because they seem more capable than the last ones.
Yeah.
The last ones were kind of. We did have to put the time to beat them.
Mm-hmm.
We could give them marks on pressure, but these new enemies seem like we're gonna have to use 100% of everything we have to beat them.
Yeah,
So I look forward
1152
to.
is pretty strong, and especially when they're allied with 1149 and
Yeah,
1151.
I'm more concerned about how clean the Leo gang was.
Hmm.
I wasn't really concerned about GQD. They all right. I
Mm-hmm.
think that will beat them in any 1v1 scenario.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel it, yeah.
Yeah.
Tough ups.
Right, for sure. So yeah, I guess like, what are your thoughts about the foreseeable future for BGRS and just server 1130 in general? Besides, obviously we have the transfers and stuff, but like, what do you think is going to happen internally up until that point?
Oh well, we're going to kill them until they realize they have to find a way to fight back.
Hmm.
They're going to use their brains and hopefully evolve. Or they're just gonna get wiped out. And we gotta replace them with somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I see it. I don't see any hope of them winning.
Right.
Only three of them was even fighting back.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the two people fighting back weak.
Right.
If it was me, I would try to fight back, I guess, because I don't see mercy for them because they're not understanding the elements of social warfare they're using.
Mm.
It only angers Nephisto, in my perspective. Like the more they do that, like to try to force him to be PC or tailored to them, is the more he just enjoys killing them off.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, there's definitely some people in world chat that get, I guess, pretty mouthy and definitely are very vocal about their feelings and stuff, and definitely come at Nephisto pretty hard verbally.
You know, just as they change their mindset, he changes. So if you would change something about what he's telling them to suit, like first they'd be like, yo, you'll take this game too seriously.
Mm-hmm.
He will do something serious. Like that was when he started to imply the no buff to show them just how seriously we take this game because remember, we have to man that shit. That's
Yeah.
not automatic.
Right.
We are displaying that we would literally manually watch that shit just to show you all how much you understand, like a great teacher to teach you now. We're gonna show you how much we are willing to do this. We're gonna put that much extra effort into it. So you will understand that yes, we are taking the game very serious. I take it as he's not trying to deflect that kind of social judgment. Well, remember, it's not a video game.
Mm-hmm.
Why do they always reach into real life?
Yeah.
Even though we just out here pawning noobs. We're not trying to make it a real life thing. I'm not in no position to be elitist in real life. I live in on some third world hellhole in the bottom of the Caribbean, you know. I'm not here to like make it some kind of social thing.
Mm-hmm.
One of the players called me racist, Smitty.
Mm-hmm.
One of them was like, I'm racist. And I was like, how could I just blocked them. I didn't
Yeah.
even feed into it now because I realize and like they're grasping for straws as they drown now.
Hmm.
They're drowning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So do
And I
you,
think I'm gonna clean it up on them because
you
I have a new power spike.
wait? What'd you say?
I said, and I think we are going to turn up on them because I have a new power spike to test.
Oh, sweet. Yeah, that'd be
Yeah.
awesome. What do you see like? Do you think that there is going to be an ending to the BGRS like basically killing, or do you think it's like
Well, well, that's what I was saying. My win condition is they just leave or dismantle their band or something, or they could do some kind of humiliation ritual or something. They could sacrifice 3 players to
oh,
our clan every day.
oh my
Like just teleport across and let's kill them and get our daily goal in.
god.
Or they could just do their bubble. They could bubble. I think their bubbles will run out in 3 days.
mm,
I think they will have a 4 day gap in bubbles in 3 days.
mm,
I can see it already.
mm,
I don't know how I can see it. I could just see the gap coming, and within that gap, when we separate them, I think that we could actually make them quit because they will freeze
mm,
because they'll have to pay 1,500 gold to teleport back.
mm,
So every single time one of them drops out of having bubbles, because
mm-hmm.
they can't really buy unlimited bubbles. Once they drop out of those bubbles, we could ash them until they freeze in the wasteland of season 2. And by the time that's done, they could just leave.
Yeah, I forgot about that because yeah, we just started season 2 now in our server. So yeah, anytime if you ask somebody, then they just get teleported to a random spot and it may be extra cold there, or maybe it's they won't have the heat of the alliance furnace to keep them warm. So yeah, that's definitely a new factor that's came and that's going to
Yeah,
become.
they will lose their ability to rebuild troops and all. It's been so good for us because they have been shielding for a while.
Mm,
How much shields could one man have? You
yeah.
know what I mean? Like you could just shield like a doubt you have 90 days of shield and it cannot fund it. There's no way in the game to fund 90 days of shielding now. So we will eventually get them,
Mm-hmm.
hopefully during the season, so we could like make it fit.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. To me, it's a game. I on FAFO, they
Mm-hmm.
on BGR, and we just trying to win.
Oh yeah.
And if they make themselves the thing that we're trying to win against, well, what they do, they block police brutality with their bodies. Is that how they try to end police brutality? Jump in front of the police and take licks? No.
right.
I don't see the logic. I feel that they're too entitled to things in general. It's an actual mild pleasure because they're so entitled, bro. It's crazy. Like,
Mm,
bro, this is our open world game, and all of us can make our free calls, and we can do what we want.
yeah.
That's the only right thing I see them say. The rest of it is just entitled bullshit. Like, if I was you, there's a lot of real psychological things going on with them. And I think it's just envy with a Scooby Doo mask on.
Mm,
Like they're just jealous the dog running it so thick. They don't know how legitimate this clan is. And if this clan was a corporation, it'll probably make tons of revenue. You know
probably.
what I mean? The clan is effective. I am proud to be in this clan. I love this
Mm-hmm.
clan. I love this order of business. It actually helping me in real life to learn what it is to run something.
Mm,
Just from being next to Neph and learning these little like what it is that the psychological reaction to people. Always remember, even though Malassi knows I never piloted Nephisto's account,
mm-hmm.
right? And she tried to frame it like that. I was on 1240
Mm-hmm.
and I did see Nephisto not type anything at all because he didn't type anything. He was barely playing. I was playing on that server more than him on the account I was on.
Mm,
He wasn't on the account. It's the exact same reaction to just from being number one. They think that it is specifically because it's him.
mm,
But there are guys on 1126 who hate Chubster
mm,
because he's relatively close to Nephisto. They have guys who hate on Damn Soul. I see the greater pattern now
yeah.
within 1240. Like on 1240, they just hate Nephisto and he doesn't type
Mm,
anything. Like in the start of season 1, I guess he started, but before that, it was just quiet. I was just there farming. It had no conflict. Some server on one of our allies betrayed us randomly.
mm,
It was random. It had no trigger for the betrayal. And then Nephisto started to type.
yeah. Whenever you're the number one in anything, like even in life, like if you're doing really well, usually it always comes with a lot of haters. Like there's always going to be people that hate you because you're number one. I mean, granted, I know Nephisto likes to play the villain character a lot of times, especially in 1130, so naturally he's going to get even more hate. But even if he didn't say anything, like him being number one and just being the player that he is of
Right.
destroying people, people are just going to hate him for like just being the best, really, and just spending so much money in the game.
They can't understand. It's alien to them. But it's sensible to me, trying to keep himself, he's trying to test and measure and push himself forward into something. It doesn't really matter what it is. He'll probably go hard and sweat on it. As my judgment, it's not him saying that. He'll probably be the best sweat on it if he was to get into sweat on it, then, because that's just his personality. And it's one we could watch and learn from, or we could just misunderstand and hate. It's one or the other now. Like we could learn to be like that, you know.
Yeah.
It's not like if he was born with the skills. They into denial that he was playing most of those fights. You must watch the whole pattern. Like they were just like Nephisto not playing, Nephisto not playing. But in their worst beatings, I agree, Nephisto was playing. He was playing when they get the most licks. When he was putting them up to 99% for fun, like they thought it was a fight. He was actually just trying to get them to 99% to see if he could. And that's his mindset. I would consider it based.
Yeah.
Like trying to overcome what is a normal limit.
Right.
And I think that's what the festival is more about to me. And remember, they would see him type, we would hear him speak, so we would have a bias because we know, bro, sounds like some kind of California surfer. Even though he doesn't smoke or whatever, he does sound like, you know, he gotta get you some good weed and some kind of shit for this now, like get you some weed and let's rock back on the beach and drink some kind of martini or something. That's his vibe. They just will never be because they only into projecting their own version of him into what they think is reality, I guess.
Yeah.
When it's really just a game.
Right. A lot of people, it's like either you love Nephisto or you hate him. Like there's not really much in between, and so definitely most people that are in other servers, unless you're one of our allies, you probably you probably hate him because he talks trash too, and you can't do anything about it. So I'm sure it probably is frustrating. But if you're allied with him, then he's probably like your best friend. Like you love Nephisto because he'll definitely have your back. Like he's very loyal to his allies.
What about the ones who are angry because they want sponsorship and they can't just ask directly, like Nims?
Oh
Was
yeah.
Nims' big issue? Why did he want Terminator gone? It's because he's seeing people ask for sponsorship and he not asking for himself. And then he jealous of Terminator because Terminator got some drone parts, bro. That was so dumb, bro. Those are the worst kinds. I'm glad everybody who left Fafo left Fafo.
Yeah.
I'm just being clear about it. I might miss AJ52. He was funny.
Yeah, I definitely think a lot of the people, more so the people that either quit the game or the ones that we found out were traitors, were definitely I'm glad that they got weeded out because that could have caused a lot of problems in season 2, and it will maybe not just season 2, but like especially moving forward, like in future events that we have against other servers, like those are not good for the culture of the alliance.
Yeah, because it's just you know what it is, bro. There's no way we could tolerate that. We're going too hard. If you check in Fafo 2 o'clock in the morning, they have 20, 30 people online.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? You can't just play like that. Like, people way too serious about this stuff to just, just what? So you could feel your feely wheelies happy and great, and you could feel equal to something in a game. You're so insecure in real life. You're taking your self-esteem off a last war, but they will project down to nothing. But in reality, it's them whose self-esteem getting damaged from being worse than somebody in a game. It's kind of whack, bro.
Well, to be honest, I feel like we covered probably quite a bit about all the drama going on in 11:30. I mean, there's definitely like some parts that are more so, I would say, confidential. Like maybe we probably shouldn't go into because I'd say more like personal type stuff from certain people. But for the most part, I think that was a pretty good synopsis of everything that's going on in 11:30. And yeah, is there anything else that you maybe wanted to add or any like closing statements?
No, bro. BGR, it's on. Season 2, it's on. We're gonna deal with it. I see it. We have real weaponry. They don't have anything. I see that. I want to see them try something. I hope they're not retarded like the Avengers. I don't even think they have civil invasion, so good luck to them, I guess. I hope they could gank us in every scenario. Maybe. You know what I mean? Something. Give us a challenge now, guys.
Yeah.
And that's it. Peace, bro.
Yeah, awesome. Thanks for joining, and make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe. We got more podcasts that'll be coming up here in the upcoming weeks, but thanks again, and I will see you all in the next episode.